This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
They're proposing a solution for a problem we don't necessarily have right now.
They know the code. They got hours on the job. There should be no issues.
Members of the construction sector are at odds over a possible change to a Reno city ordinance. Some say it'll improve quality and safety. Others say it'll put people out of work. And that is our Channel 2 News Big Story at 5 o'clock. Well, the change would require electricians and plumbers alike to hold an apprentice or journeyman certificate. This is all in order to work right here in Reno. Good evening. I'm Kristen Remington.
I'm Wendy DeMonte. Thank you for staying with us tonight. Now, the proposal raises the question, what's more important, a certification or experience? Paul Nelson was at today's City Council special meeting. He joins us now in the newsroom after talking to people on both sides of this argument. Paul.
Wendy, many small businesses have electricians and plumbers that have been working in that trade for years or even decades without this certification. They fear the ordinance would put those guys out of work. Others say they can easily get certified, and everyone, especially the public, benefits from it. High Voltage Electric has been serving Reno for 42 years, spanning 3 generations. Despite their experience, the owner says most of their employees don't have an apprentice or journeyman card and would lose their jobs if there's a change to a Reno ordinance.
I think the crew would go from probably 90 to 25 overnight, and building in Reno would completely stop.
The proposed changes are intended to ensure on-the-job safety and quality.
So if electrician's in your house, if a plumber's in your house, you know that they've tested, they know the code, and they're going to be providing quality work.
The council chambers were full of workers, both for and against the regulations.
The people that are buying the homes that these people are talking about should have the right to make sure that qualified people build the darn things.
What I ask is by a show of hands, who is opposed to this language?
Critics say this is the wrong time to change the ordinance, saying it'll shrink the labor pool during a time when construction is finally picking up. One of the reasons is because a high school diploma or GED is required for an apprentice certificate, which some workers don't have, including many legal immigrants.
They could go down and take the test and pass it, but if they don't have that, they can't enter an apprenticeship program. Proponents
say up until a few years ago, these regulations were part of Reno law for decades, with no negative impacts, including during the housing boom 10 years ago. They argue that competent, experienced electricians and plumbers should have no problem getting certified.
Requiring a certification like you would for many other professions, I don't really think is asking too much. And it's really not going to impede business.
While this only includes electricians and plumbers, critics say it would slow down the entire construction sector. Those in favor say they know a lot of construction workers will have to come from out of state because there is a shortage of homegrown labor. They hope a change in the ordinance will bring only the most qualified workers. Covering the big story live in the newsroom, Paul Nelson, Channel 2 News.